Good afternoon, my beautiful, remarkable people. How are you guys? Happy Thursday. I hope all of you have an amazing day. So far, so good. Because a day that you're alive is a day that you have to be grateful and thankful for. You know, we all grieve different ways. We lost so many people that we immensely love. Even animals we lost, and we feel the emptiness that they left behind us. We feel that pain that every day when you go through, you feel like it's gonna go through easier, but unfortunately, it doesn't feel easier. It feels a little longer, the journey of grieving. Losing somebody, guys, it will never, ever, it's gonna be easy to conquer. It's gonna be easy to realize that you actually lost somebody, because unfortunately we are here in this earth we are in borrowed time. That's what I'm saying to you. Live full every day and die empty. It's very difficult for us as a human being actually face any type of grief, any type of pain, any type of sorrow, anything that it causes you tears. Of course, you're not going to be happy to embrace that. Of course, you're not going to be immersing yourself in that feeling, because you know that feeling is going to cause you too much pain, too much wound, too much heart aching. And for us, it's very difficult to let it go. It's difficult to say goodbye, because you know what? Unfortunately, we go through life, and instead of living life to the fullness, instead of embracing 24 hours to the full potential, and do what is important to us, which is be around family and friends, be around people who give you energy, who give you good vibes, who celebrate your wins, who help you when you're down, who help you when you're having a grief in your life. Because you know what? A lot of times, they meant well when they say, oh, rest in peace, or I'm so sorry for your loss. I learned that it was not a loss, because you know what? I had earned an angel in heaven. Now nobody can take it away from me. Nobody can say you cannot make memories. I don't have to say, oh, I don't want to, that person doesn't have a time for me, or whatever is happening, the situation would be. But when you're grieving, I want you to take your time with it. I don't want you to believe that it's a time frame for you to start grieving, or for you to actually end your grieving. We all go through different stages. We all go through different moments in our life. That it's not like you're snapping a finger and you're going to be strong and powerful mentally and physically. It's impossible, guys. We have to nurture our mind, our soul. We have to nurture that every day to be available to conquer and to be stronger, to be wiser, to be in a journey which it brings you a lot of pain, but at the same time, all that pain is because it's bringing you the best of the life for you. But we don't see it that way, because we're like, oh, I'm grieving, I love that person, I don't know why that person died. But you know what? I'm telling you from the get-go, grieving is the hardest thing that a human being has to face. It's not an easy task to go through. It's not an easy road to go through. It's a very, very long and painful grief and journey that I call life. But you have to understand one thing. Our life is not a promise. Our life every day is a blessing that you actually had the opportunity to live on it. That's what I'm saying to you guys. Instead of continually grieving, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to cry. It's okay to miss that person. But you ever thought about How does your person feel if they actually see you? What is the legacy that you're carrying for that person? That person isn't meant to die. That person isn't meant to be lonely and left you with a broken heart. No one wants that, guys. When we have family and friends or people that you know, and all of a sudden the life gets cut short, immediately as a human being we go to, oh my God, why you did this to me? Why you take out my mom, or why you take out my dad, or whatever person it is very important in your life. And instead of asking God why he did that, I want you to concentrate 100% and say to God, give me the strength to go through. Let that person rest in peace, because unfortunately I still here in this earth, and I have to make the most of my life. I had to make the most of my life to be the legacy of that person that they die. And instead of me die with that person, literally, I wanted to leave a legacy that people are going to be happy, be around me. I wanted to share as much love and passion and compassion and humbleness in this earth, no matter if people are rejecting me, no matter if people are liking me, no matter if I'm popular or I'm not popular, because that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to help every single person and to let them know that, first of all, you are a very beautiful masterpiece in this earth. You are very, very an amazing person, that you are worth to be here. But when you're grieving, it feels like literally, somebody came and ripped your heart apart and throw it in the floor, and it makes the most painful, horrible, deep hole in pain that is, you feel that is unbearable. We see that person dead, and you're like, oh my God, why this is happening? Why this is so unfair? Why this person had to go early, especially when they're younger, when they are people, they're so young, babies and stuff, and you're like, oh, why this beautiful angel? Because you know what? We are in a battle time. God only gave us here, and it's you borrowing some time. You kind of reserving some time here in earth, because eventually he's going to call you back. Eventually your path in this life, it will be ending, and then you have to continue moving forward as an angel. So I learned this the hard way, guys. I lost my grandfather from my father's side when I was 7 years old. It literally changed my life forever. I was depressed. Then I started to feel something horrible. I feel lonely, sad, crying all the time. I couldn't hold my tears. I cannot concentrate in school. I was a total mess with only 7 years old. And my family, my friends, my dad, which was his father, he always told me, you know, we're here for a little time, and we have to make the most of it, because now Grandpa has to go to heaven, and he's going to be an angel in heaven next to God, and he always going to protect you and love you from heaven, and you're going to grow, you're going to continue growing on and growing as a beautiful person, as a beautiful woman that you are. And at that time when my father told me, I didn't understand what he was saying. The only thing I understood was that my grandpa, my favorite grandpa, because unfortunately I didn't meet my grandpa from my mother's side, because he died when my mom was 2 months old. So I didn't have the privilege to actually meet my grandpa from my mom's side. But my grandpa from my father's side, it was the most amazing human being I ever met. He always take us to the park. He always take us to ice cream. He always took us to the theater. It doesn't matter how busy and how tired he was after work. He always said to us, hey, get ready, because Grandpa's going to take you here and there. One time, we was in the river, and unfortunately, I stepped in like a pile of bees, and it was painful, knocked me out. So he ran to me, and he said, what happened? You see? I said, oh, Papa, something beat me. So he picked me up, and he realized it was some kind of bees, and I was allergic to bees. So of course, his love immensely is to protect me and to be there. And he said, don't worry about it. So he cleaned it up for me. He carried me in his shoulder, like for 4 miles. He carried me running because he was afraid of the side effects of the bee, and he knew I was allergic to. And from there, he didn't even say nothing. When we get to the house, he just grabbed the truck and took me to the hospital to make sure I was safe and sound. And all that protection that my grandpa gave me, all that love, all that humbleness, all that education that you have to be kind, that you have to be an amazing person. It doesn't matter the situation you are. You continually have to, put all that beautiful things instead of the put negative things in your life. And I grew up like that, guys. So for me, to be such a young person and seeing my grandpa literally die next to me, it was a shock. It was something that I wasn't expected. It was something that I asked God many times for many years. Why you didn't give me one chance to see him, to kiss him, to hug him, to say, Grandpa, I love you. And I never understood why God took it away from me. But then my parents always telling me he went to heaven. Now he's going to be fine. He's not going to suffer anymore. You are not losing him. He's always going to be your angel in heaven. And it took me many years, guys. I cannot lie to you. It took me many years to let go. And I had lost so many people in my life after that. I lost my sister. I lost my best friend. I lost so many aunties and uncles because my family, for my mom's side, is very a lot of people. She got a lot of siblings and stuff. And what I'm trying to say about telling you guys my story is we all grieve differently. You have 100% entitled to grieve. But what I want you to do, the same way you're grieving, I want you to understand that it wasn't your fault that person is not there no more. And I want you to understand that that's life. We come here one day and it's not guaranteed when we have to leave. And instead of they take it so hard and completely frozen your life, that person, he will not want, or she will not want you to suffer the way you're suffering. I understand, my loved ones. You might be looking at me and say, but Nisenyo, you don't know my pain. You have not lost people. You have not been through pain of losing people that you love. And unfortunately, I had to be here. I had to be really honest. I have lost too many people so far that I already lost count. And it hurts me. Every single one that died, especially my grandpa and my mom and my best friend, it knocked me down really bad. It really got me the worst depression and anxiety attacks ever. And the only thing is rise me up from the bottom of that and took me away and start living life to the fullness. It was the hope, the faith, the belief that I know they're still there for me, that they are beautiful angels in earth. I'm here in earth, but they are in heaven, blessing me from heaven every single day of my life. And in my darkest time, when I think my life is ending, or I have difficult problems in my life, or any difficult things happen in my life that I don't have no control of it, I know they are the ones give me the peace, the balance, the ease and sternness that I need to continue moving forward. I'm not telling you to move forward, not grieving. I'm telling you, yes, you have the 100% right to grieve. All that I want you to do is start healing yourself softly. Not when somebody tells you stop grieving, or that person had already died 10 years ago and you're still grieving. Yes, you're still grieving because love, when it's real, it never fades. So it's like you love me today and then you don't love me tomorrow. That means that love, it was not a real love to begin with. So right now, my loved ones, I want you to grieve as much as you can. Let it out. But remember one thing, that person that you're grieving is already a beautiful angel looking down from heaven, protecting you, blessing you. And sometimes you don't even feel it, you don't even know, you don't even believe it. And that's okay. It takes a long time for a person to grow as a person, mentally and physically and spiritually. It doesn't take like 5 minutes, oh, I'm switching and I'm going to change. It takes time, commitment, the willingness to do it, and also the love to do it. It's not that easy that people think it is. But grieving, it's okay to grieve. But remember one thing, you continue grieving for the rest of your life. You stop your life from being happy and joyful and fulfill life to all the beautiful things that you are denying right now. What do you think that person feel like? What do you think that person comes to you right now as we're speaking, and that person comes to you and look at you broken, defeated, feeling defected, feeling lonely, feeling like you have no reason to be in this earth? You're hurting that person, because that person's legacy, it will be continue loving yourself, continue being happy, continue your journey, because at the end of that journey of yours, I will meet you in heaven. We're always going to be in heaven. We're always going to go to heaven. You know why? Because God is a beautiful, beautiful God that is forgiven. But it starts with you. It starts with you to doing the right thing every single day. It starts with you to wanting to change that tear for a smile. And now, after all this pain that I go through, because in this past year, in this year alone, I lost 7 family members for different reasons. And every single them, it was hard for me to assimilate the loss, because they were not here. I cannot, they left without me saying goodbye. They left without me seeing them, hug them, tell them how much I love them, tell them how much I appreciate you, all those years that was in my life. But it happened, guys. We had to face it. We had to be a warrior. We had to be a rare breed and say, this is a life that we had to be here. We didn't choose our life, but we choose how we want to live our life. And I want you to join me to live life peacefully, humble, have compassion for people, spread beautiful things around you, and everywhere you go, just put that little seed. Put that little seed and put a lot of love on it. And next thing you know, it's going to be such a beautiful flower that you're going to be so happy, not only to see it grow, but to know that as a human being, you did something amazing in this earth. So continue grieving, but at the meantime, remember, that person wants to see you happy. That person, it didn't meant for them to die and leave you in this earth. It was just their time. It was just things that he was in short way here. Yeah, I understand. You know, we feel like Cheetos when when the life takes another person that you love from your life. It feels horrible. Believe me, I've been there so many times. And I say, God, the only thing I'm asking you is to please give me the strength to go through. Because without God in my life, I'm no one, guys. I've been through hell. But thanks to him, and thanks to the willing that I have, and the drive, and the fuel that I put in my life every single day, I'm still here. And even though I have tears of pain because I lost people that I love, and now there are beautiful angels in heaven, at least I know they're in heaven. At least I know that my prayers are listened, and they are listening to my prayers in the morning, at nighttime. And I know that sometimes in life, you go through life and then you feel like a wind, and it's not wind outside, or you feel like a little voice, and you're like, wow, somebody's talking to me, but then it's not. I'm not talking about we crazy. Come on, don't take it out of context. I'm talking about when you have that level of spiritualism in your life, you can see many things. You can hear many things, because you are in that level of spirituality that you can actually feel the presence. You can actually feel the calmness. You can actually feel that they're there with you. Maybe it's not in this form or body, but it's there in spiritual, which they can go everywhere and they can see you everywhere. And they see you when you're crying at nighttime in that pillow. They see you when you lock yourself in the bathroom and you cry your life off. And nobody see anything. You wipe up your tears and you walk away and they see you and you're like, hi, everything is perfect, but you know you are completely broken inside. And you have the right to be broken. But I'm asking you, instead of you feel that broken, build up pieces with hope and love and humbleness, and know for sure that one day you guys are going to be together forever, for eternity. Eternity is something that we're going to experience in one day or another. So don't feel so bad. Don't feel so broken. Don't feel so lonely. Don't feel so guilty and not being there for that person and that person died. I just want you to clean that page. Detach everything doesn't serve you in your life. Learn how to live to the fullness. Learn how to live without pain, but without causing that pain to stop your life to be happy. You guys have a wonderful day. Please take care of yourself. Love yourself immensely. That way you can love others. Just be kind, guys. Be humble. Be caring. Be loving. Be remarkable. Just be you guys. Have a wonderful day. God bless you guys. And up to the next one.